Mike, yesterday Intel CEO Brian Krzanich showed a technology called Curie that puts Intel on the frontier of wearables and the Internet of Things. What is Curie? What does it mean for consumers?
Well, I have one right here. This is Curie.
That little guy.
This is Curie.
Okay.
So the idea is we designed and built our first chip specifically to create wearables out of. And then we said, how about we make it really easy? So we built a little board that has our chip and everything else you need to build a wearable device.
So what products does that go into? Is that a shirt? Is that a...
You can make almost anything wearable out of this. You could make fitness exercise devices. You can make shirts. You can make smart buttons. Really anything that connects to the outside world that wants to transmit data back somewhere, you can use this to build.
Okay, but so far wearables have been a tough sell for consumers. Now you've also integrated the technology into some very fashion-forward devices.
We have.
Show us an example. What is going to work here for consumers?
So this is a device.
This is from your personal collection.
This is, you can see it's my color. It's called Mika, and we did this with a company from a design house called Opening Ceremony from New York, along with Barney's New York. The idea here is it's a very fashion-forward device. It doesn't scream technology. But oh, by the way, if the lady's wearing it and she's out someplace and she gets a notification, there's a little screen here.
Wow.
And you can actually see what's going on, okay. Check your calendar,
now
do
you
things
think
like
a
that.
fashion-conscious woman out in the town at night is going to wear that device?
It's resonated well with people. People get it. The fact that it looks so good is something that attracts people, and the fact that it has its own cellular radio, which means you can leave your big bulky phone at home or somewhere else and still stay connected, is a message people really like.
How much does that cost?
It's $495.
Okay. Also yesterday during his keynote, Brian talked about a new diversity initiative at Intel, spending a lot of money to make sure that Intel had diverse employees. Tell me about that. Tell me how that affects your working group.
Well, you know, I tell you, it's just good business. I mean, like Brian said, it's good for the company. Not only is it the right thing to do, it's good for the company. I'm very lucky. My group is very well represented. Half of my direct staff, my engineering managers, are very talented women. They didn't get the job because they were women. They got the job because they were the best people for the job. And if you go look for the best people, often you find people who aren't in the traditional engineering group. And I've been very thankful to be able to do that. The fact that we're now concentrating on that, I think, helps bring it to the forefront.
So before you came to Intel, you worked at Apple for many years.
I did.
Apple has a watch coming out, you may have heard. How important is the success of the Apple Watch to the category, to wearables becoming a reality and penetrating the market?
Well, I think it's gotten everyone talking about wearables. Suddenly the fact that Apple is doing it really has legitimized the whole space, which is fantastic for me, because now I'm talking to people about the nuances of what will sell and what won't sell, as opposed to will wearables ever take off. Because we fundamentally believe there will be a big wearables industry as soon as more things look like this and less like a cell phone taped to your wrist.
Are you rooting for the Apple Watch?
Of course.